There aren't many things I'd rather be doing on a lovely day like this than trotting for Grayling. And here we are, one of Britain's loveliest rivers, Berkshire's Kennet. Oh, this water's so clear. It's beautiful. I fished this pool before, actually, at the head of the fishery. And in the winter, it's bombing through here, and this is an enormous great eddy. And I think I've caught Grayling from sitting up there and fishing close in on this gravel run here. But today, being early October, still a lot of weed in the river. And of course, all the fish are concentrated in these little bubbly pockets where all the fast water is. Let's put a few maggots out there. The trouble with these little hatch pools is that you tend to get a lot of trout in them, and when we're after Grayling, the trout often reach the maggots first, but nonetheless we'll see how we get on. I've got a 14 hook on here. I'm putting 2 maggots on, and I've got a 1 swan shot little tiny loafer float. Might be a little bit light for this pool here. It's fair belting through. Let's see how we get on anyway. I don't mind catching the odd trout, even if they are out of season. But it's Grayling that we want. Now that's coming through nice now on the end of the flash there. Yes! Oh, hello, what's this? Oh, I don't know. First trot through. Don't know what that is. Could be a Grayling. Yes, it is. Yes, it's a little tiny Grayling first cast. I don't care what size they are, I love Grayling. Lovely fish. I think I'd sooner be trotting for roach than Grayling, but next on my list of any sort of fishing comes this fish. It's wiry, it's hard fighting, it's got beautiful colours, and it's fun to catch in very fast, rippling water. It's got that lovely red along its dorsal fin. There you go. But the nice thing about fishing these pools is that you never really know what you're going to catch. There's 1 or 2 dace in this river, there's the odd chub, there's lots of Grayling, of course there's lots of trout too. We don't really know, it could be almost anything. Oh, that water's really pulling through there. Really pulling through. Float could be a bit light for this, it's just a 1 swan shot loafer type float. Whoa, no, we're in straight away. Whoa, look at that. All right, it's going. What is it? I think it's a spotty. I think it's a spotty. Yes. Oh, I don't know. Is it? Yeah. Because this river's regularly stocked with rainbows, and there's a natural head of browns as well. Natural head of browns as well. This looks like a little rainbow. Browns don't jump like that. Careful of the treetops, Wilson. Of course, fishing this time of the year for Grayling, you have to be very careful when you catch these little trouts. And we don't want to harm him, because somebody will be catching him next year when he's overwintered. So we'll just get hold of him carefully and take the hook out and put him back again. Greedy little devil. That's better. There we are. Away you go. There we are. Certainly none the worse for his efforts. Right, I'm going to bring that swan shot down to within about 10 inches of the bait there, because this water's really rocketing through. And it's only the last probably couple of feet down the glide that the bait's actually down low where it needs to be for those bigger Grayling that are... Oh! Let's put a few more maggots in. I haven't really fed this swim too well. We'll put a few over there alongside the concrete wall, and now they should backtrack, hit the white water and tumble down through the swim with a bit of luck. Although that's more like a washing machine, and it's very difficult to know where that's going to end up. Let me see if I can put it up against the wall. That's better. The trouble is the float's dragged under too quickly to tell. That's the problem. Sort of situation, this little hatch, where you could probably catch him ledgering. I've actually caught fish ledgering in these sort of situations before. Ledgering for Grayling isn't really kosher. It's not the sort of thing I like doing. Sometimes it beats the situation though. Here we are. Hello, what's this? No, it's another Grayling. Oh, they don't half pull in this current. It's only a little one too. About 5 or 6 ounces, not very big. Beautiful little fish. Whoops. Whoops, hold still. Well, I think I've just about exhausted this now. Although there's a few fish still willing, I think I'm going to call it a day in this pool. The trouble is there's so many lovely little spots on this enchanting river that I want to try. I don't want to spend too long in each. I can always come back here if it doesn't turn out well further downstream, but there's simply miles of this interesting little river. Bends and gullies and 20, 30 yard trots. There's 20, 30 little hatch pools, and well, you never know what you're going to get. And it's nice just to roam. I think this is part of the reason I make the long journey down from Norfolk to Berkshire. I just love it here. It's beautiful. Well, it's obvious that bigger grayling aren't going to be in the shallower swims, the bubbly water where I normally expect to find them. So I've come down to this lovely confluence where a little carrier here meets the main river. There's a nice deep run along that far bank under the weed bed there. Well, it's deep for this river anyway. It's probably something like about 3 feet, I would think. Let's set it about that sort of depth. I'm sticking with the one swan shot float. It's ideal because there's not really a lot of pace here. Put a few maggots in the far bank there. This is more like creepy, crawly Indian stuff than standing up long trotting 30 yards. It's not really the grayling fishing of the winter, but then this river isn't in its winter close yet. It's though it's October and there was quite a strong frost this morning, we're fishing in summer conditions and we're trying to get the bait in these tiny little runs between the weeds. There's a lot of bottom weed here as well as that stuff on the surface. That's trotting down nicely there. Oh, we're into a fish straight away. That looks like a small grain. Yes, it is. You never really know what you're going to get. You could get a trout first cast, or no, it's a small grain. Look at that, isn't that lovely? Look at the way it puts that back fin out there. Lovely little fish. Let's pop you back straight away. There we go. Oh, well, there's grayling in the swim. That's for sure. I don't always think that grayling of a size shoal together, you're just as liable to get half a dozen biggies in a nice little deep run with this as you are 20, 30 small ones that shoal up with them. Sometimes you have to get through quite a few fish before you bump into the bigger fish. See how we get on. It's a little deeper than I thought. I think I can lift the float up a little and scrape bottom a bit more on the next cast through. Oh, missed that one. Let's go a little deeper. That could have been a spotty. Took that on the way down. That's the problem with this river in the autumn. The trout are very active. I don't like catching too many trout. So I'm going to go straight through to the grayling if I can. It's running through nice now. That's lovely. Oh, hello. Oh, oh, Wilson, what was that? That looked very good indeed. Bit of a tangle there. No, I think we'll get this out quite easy. I bumped that. That could have been a big grayling. They've got such tough jaws that sometimes you bump the hook on them and instead of the hook going home, it bounces straight off. There we go. Try another couple of runs down at the head of the swim and then I'll start the trot a little bit further down in case the bigger fish are hanging at the end of the swim. They could well be, that's often the case. Oh, got a little tiny twitch then. No. Oh, here we are. Oh, what's this? This is a better fish. Oh, yes, that's definitely a better fish. Oh, yes. Careful with this one. Oh yes, that is a good grayling. Oh, they go so hard in this current. Oh, that is a good fish. Look at that. Oh, careful, Wilson. Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that is a biggie. Oh, look at that. For early on in the season, that's a lovely grayling. Weed all over me. Look, that's well over a pound. That lovely sail-like fin there. Beautiful red colour on it. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Well, I don't know, I think I'll give this swim a rest. I can always come back to it. I rather fancy this lovely long glide here right round the corner on the end of this big patch of bulrushes here. It's a lovely long glide, very close into my own bank along these sedges. Actually, a lot of people remark on these funny looking boots I wear, but they're actually cut down waders, and I can kneel on these extra pads and stops me getting wet knees. I even cut brand new waders up to this because I don't like the awkwardness of full thigh waders when I'm roaming about, but this just gives me an extra kneeling position by cutting them off just diagonally above the knees, and I can also wade a little bit deeper in streams and across little dishes than the normal height of well is. Let's have a look at this. See what it's always a nice swim here. There's a lot more pace to it, and it's all gravel, all between the sedges and the bulrushes, the true bulrushes they are, on the other bank there. Let's see if there's anything at home first before I bother to put any maggots in. I have to kneel up a little bit here to keep my eye on that float. It's a lovely trot through there. Lovely trot through. Love these sort of fast runs here. Sort of swim where it's worth perhaps. Oh yes, oh, missed it. Oh, hit the tree. Oh dear me, that was a good bite. Right, let's put a few maggots in. There's obviously fish in this run. I don't want to bring them up too close though. If I bring them up too close to clear water, they might get a little bit wary, so I'll put a few maggots well down the run there. It's got to be a good 20 yards here. I can trot right down to where weed almost covers the entire river right the way across. There's a lot of swans on the main river today. Just seen 2 or 3 dozen go backwards and forwards there. Right. There we are. Let's ease that through nicely there. Must remember to strike sideways here and not up with these trees. I'll have to knock the top 6 inches off my rod. I don't want to do that. It's a lovely glide, that. It's beautiful. Really beautiful. Getting into danger country now. That's where I had that bite a second ago. Are they still there? And what are they? Not... Yes, here we are. Oh, that's a good fish. Oh, there's not enough, real enough flow here to pull the line off the... Oh, it's a good grayling, yeah. Not enough flow to pull the line from the centre pin. I have to ease it down and help it a bit. Yes, that's a good one. Oh, this is a lovely swim. Sort of swim it's worth time spending an hour or so and building it up. Oh, it's a lift job, it's not that big. Oh no, it isn't a lift job. Yes, it is just. No. Now, for those of you who don't know how to net fish in mid-air, there we are, because I'm caught around the caught around that branch. Oh well, not exactly the way exactly the way to do it. A nice little fish. Oh dear. There he is. Fresh looking little fish. Let's put him straight back. Right, that's it for this swim. I think I'm going to wander upstream now. There's a nice, long, quick pool at the top of the fishery that I fancy having a look at. But before I do, let me show you my fishing jacket, because as you've probably gathered, I don't bother carrying a fishing bag around when I'm wandering. It's too much like hard work. And in this jacket that I've had specially made, I've got all sorts of stuff. Hook sharpening stones, some plummets, a knife, my Polaroid glass case. And then in this pocket, got a bit of everything in here. I've got my hooks. I'm afraid it's in a bit of a mess, this box, but it's all there from sizes 22 to size 2, some swivels, there's little beads, float bands, everything I need in there. And then in this one, a good mixture of lead-free shot, from dust right up to swan shots, some float quick change adapters and some more float bands and swivels, all in lead-free. And then over on this side I've got 2 tab pouches for the forceps. That's the pike one, that's for small fish such as roach, dace and grayling. In this pocket I've got a wallet full of floats, just about everything there, from wagglers to chubbers, etc. And then in this pocket we've got a tab for drying dry flies when I'm fly fishing, a pair of scissors on an extension cord, and I've got some small scissors there for trimming and some disgorgers in various sizes. All these are covered in Velcro straps so they don't come undone too easily. And then inside I've got some hooks to nylon, and this is very handy. It's a little tiny quick torch if I'm caught out late night fishing, and some quick sink there to sink the line. And then in the back, this is the most useful pocket. I've got a zip here, and inside here I've got my glove in case a pike comes along. I'm pike fishing, to glove out a pike. I don't need to carry a big net around then. What else have I got? I've got some scales here for weighing fish, a catapult, and I use this pocket for other things. If I'm carp fishing, I might fill it up full of boilies or a loaf or a couple of tins of worms or chum mix of biscuits or something like that, and it all goes inside there. So I haven't got to take a... Oops, can't do the zip up. So I haven't got to take a box around with me. And then right at the back here, on this big D-ring, in case you're wondering what that's for, so I don't have to carry a telescopic large landing net around. This goes on the D-ring like that, and this size now I've had carp to 18 pounds in, believe it or not. And I'm all ready to go. I'm completely self-contained. Right, let's head upstream. This is a lovely straight along here where the river runs parallel with the main road, but it's so painfully shallow. There's a lot of weed too, so I think I'm going to not bother to trot this. It's difficult getting the float down there between the weedy runs, but I bet the grayling are still there. Yeah, yes, they are too. So difficult to see, they blend in so well on the bottom. The French have got a lovely name for grayling, ombre de la rivière, which means shadow of the river, and how apt that is. It's nice to see 1 or 2 cultivated trees along the river. This is a red flowering cherry. It's ever so pretty in spring, but the leaves now are reddening off as autumn comes, and soon they'll all be gone as winter arrives. Some nice runs here along the opposite bank under those trees there. Just the sort of place you might find 1 or 2 big old trout. They can get under there and hide, and you never believe they're actually in this tiny little bit of the river. Morning, Fred, how you going?
All right, thank you.
That'll be a nice run there, won't it, when you finish that?
It will.
Might try that later on. Bye for now. Right, I think I'm going to follow this pretty little carrier up through the woods to that top hatch pool and see if we can't get a big grayling. There's some big ones in there. Well, here we are at the top pool. Goodness me, it's changed since I last fished here, last winter. There's a lot of self-seeded orders here. The old river keeper's got his work cut out this winter to get them down and make it a fishable pool again. I'm going to keep very low down as I creep up here. It's pity the light's gone a bit grim now. Perhaps it'll get out sunny later on again, although it's not a bad thing for the grayling in this absolutely crystal clear water. Right, it's about as far as I can go here. I've got a very tall, mature alder to my left there. Let's have a look. Well, this will give me a fair command of the swim. Let's be a bit optimistic. Let's get the net ready. There's got to be grayling in this run. It's a beautiful looking run. Put a few maggots in. It's useful, this maggot pouch. I don't know what I'd do without that. Having to continually open and shut bait tins when you're walking around is a bit of a pain, really. Right, let's put a couple of maggots on and we'll try worm if they don't work, although the grayling in this particular river do like maggots. Some of the southern rivers, like the Test, worm seems to be the bait, but on the Kennet they do like maggots. Probably so do the old trout. Here we go. I don't know what the depth is like now after last winter's floods. I've set it about 2 feet and see what that's like going through. Holding back up. Oh, we got one straight away. Oh, that's a good fish. What's that? Oh, I think it's a trout. Yes, it is. Is it? Yes. Good enough go. It's a rainbow. That's the trouble. As soon as you put maggots in, you get a spotty waiting there for it. Come on. There he's. Oh, it's going well anyway. Sacrilege this is to a lot of the fly anglers who probably fish this river catching these trout on maggots, but they don't go any the less, I can assure them. Ooh. Can't hurry it. It's a good fish. It's probably getting on for 2 pounds, I was thinking. I'm only on a 2 pound line, so I can't go too bananas with it. Ah, there he is. I think he's just gonna... No, he saw the net then. One more swimmer's roll and I think he's mine. Ah, there he is. Oh, gotcha. Oh, that was a stretch. Normally with trout I like to take the hooks out in the water, but I haven't to net this one because there's quite a lot of silt just in front of me here. Oops. There we are. Nice looking rainbow. Let's put him straight back. I'll have to just flip him into that crest and he'll probably go away then. Let's just tail him off with the end of the net. Whoa, there he goes. Whew. None the worse for his experience. Oh, that was nice. I hope I haven't messed the grayling up too much though. Although the hook's caught in the net. That's better. Right, I don't think I'm going to put any more maggots in. I don't want too many spotties. Let's have another trot through. Whoops, left the ratchet on. Thing with the centre pin, you have to be careful when you net fish. Must remember to put that ratchet on, otherwise you put the reel down and it continues spinning and gets you in a hell of a mess. Here we go, we're going through lovely now. This is a lovely swim to trot. It's really pulling the line off beautifully. Come on, you grayling. You've got to be about there, I would think. That trout's probably upset them for a while. No. Nothing on that trot. They do have an unsettling effect when you get a trout crashing about in the swim. No, pull that in. Let's set that a little deeper. I think I'll scrape bottom just a little bit more. Keep the 2 maggots on. Try and keep more towards the back this time, I think. And then pull it into the fast current once it's gone a couple of yards. It could be lying over the back there, the grayling. That's going through lovely now. Hold back a bit and let it go through. Yes, here we are. It's a little baby one. Goodness me, there's a lot of little fish in this river. Come on. Still, Grayling nevertheless. Look at the strength of that, isn't that incredible? They're so wiry. Unbelievable strength they've got. Well, that's a nice fish to end the programme with, isn't it?